Guys on Sactown Sports.
Yeah, so you know the drill. Got Doug Christie coaching the Kings, and looks like Bobby Jackson's going to return to coach the Kings.
Allegedly.
Looks like it. I said looks like
No, but I put the allegedly in there for it.
And, of course, our next guest, head coach men's basketball at Sac State, in addition to be, of course, Kings legend, Mike Bibby. How are you, Coach?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good. Thank you so much for your time. Go
Coach, I know you're busy, man. I know your schedule. Just tell me about your schedule since you've taken over at Sac State. Is it as busy as you expected or even more so?
I think it's busy, more busy than I expected. It hasn't stopped. We've been just going through recruiting. We have like the last three weeks. We've been doing a lot of recruiting, having official visits. So I mean, we're doing a good job. I think we've hit the ground running. You know, we're making a lot of moves, and you know, we're almost to the full point of having our 15 kids.
Mm-hmm. Mike, or Coach, pardon me. How exciting is it to see everything coming together with your basketball program? How exciting is Shaq's involvement?
It's a lot. It's really good. I just called him. I called him one day and said, you know what, I'm going to ask. I see all these general manager stuff going around. Let's see, you know, let me ask him, see if he'll do it. And I just asked him, and he was like, yeah, I like the idea. Let me know what it entails, and then we'll go from there. So, I mean, it was that quick of a conversation, and it was a done deal. You know, I mean, he wants to help this program, and, you know, his son's on the team, and, you know, kind of put our, you know, we put our problems to the side. They weren't really problems, but, you know, I mean, we're a team now.
Yeah, so you're laughing, Drapes, but for people, Kings fans who saw that series, there's still a little bit of a, wait a minute, Shaq?
Right. Shaq and Bibby, yeah. And the way he talked about Sacramento and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Mike. But I get it. Let bygones be bygones. When you say, you know, you bring a Shaq on as GM, what does that entail? How can he help the program?
I mean, I'm going to let him do whatever he wants to do, Kyle. That's Shaquille O'Neal. If he feels like he wants to throw some water, put some water in cups for us, and that's what he wants to do, he's welcome to do it. So, I mean, we're going to put him in situations where he could try to make this program successful. We're working on a few things inside the program that he's helping with a lot. That's going to turn a lot of things around for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mike, we know you're really busy. Drapes had the idea to see if we could get you on here with Mike Woodson becoming Doug's lead assistant, since you played for him, I think about 3 years in Atlanta, 1 season in New York. What can you tell us? What kind of assistant is Doug Christie getting in Mike Woodson?
He outside of, I mean, he's probably the favorite, my favorite coach I've had. Not as far as like there was, I mean, Alleman, Woodson, they're up there as my two favorite coaches, but Woodson just all around. You know, like I said, I played a different role when I went to his team. And, you know, like he kind of leaned on me for the guys and stuff like that. So he's going to get a player's coach, and, you know, the guys look up to him. You know, he's a great man outside of basketball. And he'll make you laugh. That's for sure. He's an amusing guy. He's done a lot of stuff with us to shave his eyebrows off when we were there. A lot of stuff was going on that he's going to keep the locker room light.
You might get. I know you told the story on your podcast, Straight Game podcast. Tell me about the eyebrow situation again. Like, what happened there?
I still don't even know what the real story is. We just came to a game. We were in Houston, and he had, you know, the things that you take the little dry marker eraser.
Yeah.
Dry marker up on the board. He had those. I don't know if they were taped to his eyebrows. Like we came in with this tape, so everybody's like, what the hell is going on? And like I said, I don't know the real story, but if you could go back and look, Mike Woodson with no eyebrows, you'll find it on Google. It's on there.
One of the things that we've heard about Coach Woodson is that I think this is Ian Begley telling us this. You found it?
I found the pictures. Oh,
yeah.
You got to post that.
Yeah, we got to. No, I can't do that to my guy, Mike Woodson. No. Oh, this is hilarious. There's a big story. This was 2010. All right. Sorry about that. I see the pictures here. Oh, my God.
I mean, like I said, I still don't know the real story, but I mean, they're getting a great guy. You know, just like I said, even outside of basketball, you're going to get a good coach. and you're going to get a good guy that cares. He really cares about the kids that are playing.
Ian Begley told us Coach Woodson's very straightforward with the players and doesn't shy away from telling the truth to players, even when it's not pleasant. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, he holds the guys accountable. That's for sure. It doesn't matter who he's going with, and I think you need that in a coach. You know, he's not shy to even go out the best player. You know, there's times when we're in film in New York, and he said stuff to Carmel that I know a lot of coaches wouldn't have said. I mean, it was nothing vulgar or nothing like that. It was just like holding them accountable and like, you know, what is this right here, Melo? A lot of coaches wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. Mike, Coach, excuse me, you know today's NBA players. You understand them. How much do you think with Doug Christie now being the head coach here in Sacramento, how much do you think is X's and O's in today's game versus having a relationship of your players? You look up Mike Woodson, right? Yeah. I know eyebrows. Now you see. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mike. Back to you the one that told us to do it. But how much do you think is just, you know, the relationship with the players and getting the players to play hard for you?
I mean, you already know how I feel about Doug getting that job call. I thought they should have gave it to him way before they even gave it to him. You know, congratulations to Doug and, you know, bringing Bobby back if that's what happens and getting a good coach and Coach Woodson. But I think that it's more than the X's and O's now, as far as, you know, being able to be able to talk to these kids and because it's a different era now. You know, I mean, before you had veterans on the team that could do that, and now it's more. I mean, you got some veterans on teams still, but more it's now. You know, can not baby these kids, but kind of talk to them to where they feel comfortable and then go out and play for you. Like, they're going to play hard for Doug anyway. Doug plays the game, and Doug is very passionate about the team and the players. So they're going to go play hard for him regardless.
Coach, you probably have heard this. Sounds like you've heard a lot of stories on it. But Michael Cunningham, Hawks beat reporter for the Journal-Constitution, he on Twitter said that Mike Woodson's barber accidentally took a big chunk out of one of the eyebrows, so he went ahead and shaved them both. But it sounds like maybe you've heard a number of different stories, or you're not sure what the real story is?
I haven't heard – I haven't heard any stories. I just was wondering what happened. I mean, you just hear the guys talking and stuff, but, I mean, I would have to leave one eyebrow and just let people know it was a mistake instead of just cutting both off.
It's going to grow back, right? I mean, just give it like a week and you'll be fine, Coach, right?
Yeah, but when you cut two off, it's kind of like you did it on purpose, and I don't know. I don't know.
What kind of identity do you think Coach Christie and Scott Perry will try to establish and be able to establish with the Kings this year?
I know with Doug's going, like I said, these kids are going to play hard for Doug, and you know, I think Doug did a great job halfway through the season getting the job, and then getting the face of your franchise traded, and then having another superstar come in and have to adapt to that with another superstar in DeMar DeRozan. So I think Doug did a great job on being able to handle that situation. I said I'm glad he got that spot, and bringing a former King guy in to do that. The fans are going to love that.
You know, Mike, we had I forget who said it. We had on as a guest yesterday. I think it was yesterday, guys. Refresh my memory. But he said, it might have been Tim Roy, actually.
Oh, okay.
About how, you know, Golden State, was a place where once, you know, new ownership came in and once things changed, it was a place ready to explode. How do you feel Sacramento is as a basketball market and Kings market? Do you feel like this place, especially with Sac State now, this city's ready to explode?
I think so. You know, I mean, they've always, like I said, the fans are one of the reasons why I want them to come here too. And I think that they're just waiting for a reason. You know, I mean, I think, you know, if the Kings break out, Sacramento State basketball breaks out, you know, Sac State football breaks out, and I think it's just going to be a wild town, and everybody's waiting for that. I think we could bring that to them.
Mike, as I was saying when we brought you on, of course, you got Coach Christie now. You're at Sac State. Looks like Bobby Jackson is going to be back. Did you ever imagine something like that happening when you guys were all teammates?
Like of what?
That you guys would all be, yeah.
No, I didn't. You know, I didn't expect to. I wanted to coach, but you never know where you'll end up. You know, you just look for situations where guys can bring you in, you can learn. You know, I'm still learning now. There's been situations to where you could keep excelling, keep pushing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, I wanted to start my career off coaching anywhere else. You know, it's like a dream come true just to be back here and have all these people and fans behind us waiting for us to do the job.
Mm. Hey, Coach, tell me about recruiting. Now, I know you got a stud in Mikey Williams. You got several other guys who have committed. What's that been like for you?
It's tough. You know, my staff is doing a great job, and I was getting about 30 to 40 videos on kids every day for, you know, like a month. And, you know, I couldn't get a chance to look at them. You know, I pass it to my staff and like, hey, look at these guys, tell me what you think. And then, you know, obviously I make the final decision, but for them to look through everybody and over 200 kids in a month, I mean, you gotta give the thumbs up to those guys that are on my staff. And, you know, I thank them, and, you know, you can look at them as far as putting this team together.
Are you so busy now, Coach, that you won't have time to give Kyle Draper any lessons on the golf course?
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to golfing today, Kyle. I missed you out there. And
you ain't hit me up.
Because I didn't feel like hearing no excuses. I'm gonna make sure that when I get back here and I got my clubs and I invite you out, that you're ready to go.
Let me say this. Let me go on record right now in front of my co-host, in front of producer Jay, because last time we played, I had to dip out early for this radio show. Mike, I will come in late to the radio show to finish 18 holes with you so we can have a true test, a true matchup. I'm not leaving early, so I'm going to come in late for work just to golf with you.
So let me tell them the first part of that story, Kyle. Since we were telling the story, let me tell you the first part. So I didn't start out too hot there. You know, he's up on me by, you know, four or five strokes.
Yeah.
Coming down the end, I'm cutting off 1 or 2 strokes the hole. All of a sudden, Kyle looks at his watch and says, "Oh, I got to go to work. I can't finish." And just leaves. I mean, there was no warning.
Dude, that was through 14 holes.
I might not, but there was no, hey, I might not be able to finish today. You know, when I started to come back, then it was more like, hey, guys, I got to go. I got to go to work. I got to go do the job.
So that would have been like this.
No warning, nothing. So I want to make sure that you can play a full 18 when you come on next time, Kyle, please.
So, Coach, that would have been like the Celtics last night, midway through the fourth quarter, just going, hey,
I'm
sorry,
done.
we got to go. Sorry.
I think Kyle's was a little worse.
Hey, all I say is, Mike, you wouldn't have come back. You were down by like 8 or 9 strokes with 4 left. There's no way you were coming back.
Kyle,
come on, this guy, man.
It was about 4 because I could see you started troubling. I didn't get any warning. It was just like, hey, I gotta go get to my show.
Hey, we may have to have a match, like, you know, they do on with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady on the
right.
Mike Bibby versus Drapes on the golf course. I'm down to do that. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I could do that, no problem. There'll probably be a camera crew following us around this year, so we might be able to get it on the camera and have it on the show somewhere.
Nice. Coach, thank you so much. We always appreciate it. Know you're busy.
No problem. Thank you for having me on.
All right, Mike. We'll talk to you, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right,
there. Coach Mike Bibby.
Good stuff, man.